Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. Mac needs a shave. So as promised, I'm coming back to you for the Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary celebration, 25 days of daily deals, using daily in the loosest sense possible. When last I left you, it was, I believe, Thursday of last week was the last time we talked about this, when we were trying to figure out what these two items were. The first one over there I had guessed was something from Fresh Monkey Fiction. I had assumed it was something from their Operation Monster Force, or perhaps more likely their newer Crimson Moon line that popped up. Was it late last year or early this year? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. And then the second one, I had just sort of like thrown in the towel and said, hey, I'm going to guess this is Fresh Monkey Fiction as well, just because I couldn't figure out what it was. It had been a long week. I wasn't putting much thought into it. I was right, sort of, on at least one thing. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the one that came out on Friday, and that is this. It is something from Fresh Monkey Fiction, Big Bad Workshop. It is the Soldiers of Fortune Close Combat Operative, red and black, 1/12 scale Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary exclusive action figure. And of course it's in red and black because one, it is Big Bad Toy Store colors, but also that's Deadpool. And I don't think it's any coincidence that they bring it out just as like the movie is starting to leave theaters if it hasn't left theaters already. And we have the the video on demand is out as well. Now, the figure is $36.99, $37. Comes with some decent amount of accessories. Now, the $37 is, I believe, the standard for like the Big Bad Toy Store, I'm sorry, the Fresh Monkey Fiction line, whether it's Operation Monster Force or Crimson Shadow. And this guy comes with multiple heads, multiple hands, a rifle, a pistol, some helmet and some helmet accessories, and some blast effects, and even a smoke effect right there. Now, we knew the Soldiers of Fortune line was coming out. It's basically their army builder line. It's something along the lines of like Action Force or G.I.Joe, where it looks like it's going to be more mainstream, like military type characters. And this is our first army builder. And I believe we saw this one and we saw one in yellow at Comic-Con. Now, I don't have a problem with this. I think this is a good idea. This type of figure is very popular right now. However, we have had Operation Monster Force on pre-order for what, a year and a half at this point, and they just came out with Crimson Shadow, or Crimson Moon. It would be great if maybe they got something in our hands focused on what they've already promised and what's already been up for pre-order, rather than putting something new out there. I like this line. I like the concept of this line. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to come out of this line. I'll probably end up getting some of this line to like pad out my G.I.Joe team, just like I do with Action Force. But we're still waiting on Monster Force. We're still waiting on the Crimson Moon line that was just released for pre-order. Like, I don't know if many people are going to want to jump in on a third line of just pre-orders and waiting until we get something in our hands, because like I think when Operation Monster Force comes out, it's really going to affect how people are going to react to the other lines coming out, because we don't know what the quality is going to be. We don't know like what the scale is going to be, what the paint apps are going to be like. All we've seen is digital renders. So I haven't gone in on this one yet, mainly because, like I said, I'm waiting to see what happens with Operation Monster Force. Hopefully some of that is going to start getting into our hands very, very soon. Now, the other figure that I had erroneously said was Fresh Monkey Fiction, after I made that prediction, as a matter of fact, I think it was earlier that night, I was like, no, it's not that. Of course it's this. And then I think it was either Friday or Saturday, Super 7 kind of tipped their hand and affirmed what a lot of us were probably thinking, and what you were probably shouting at the camera if you saw my original video, that it is Conan the Barbarian Ultimates Pit Fighter Conan Bloody Big Bad Toy Store 25th Anniversary exclusive action figure. Now, when I saw the silhouette and I had guessed something from Fresh Monkey Fiction. It was a long week. I wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't putting a lot of thought into it. But later that night, I saw the image, or I thought about the silhouette, and actually what I had originally thought this was going to be was the Pit Fighter Conan, but I thought it was going to be the deluxe version, because I think the Pit Fighter, the original Pit Fighter, was part of Wave 1 or Wave 2 of the Conan Ultimates line. So I thought maybe since they had brought out the deluxe version of Conan, that they might have been bringing out the deluxe version of the Pit Fighter Conan. The figure is $54.99, $55, which is about the standard rate for most Ultimates figures. Comes with the figure, 2 head sculpts. You have the punch daggers. You also have the wrist gauntlets that have the blades coming out of them, gripping hands, closed fists, and a bloody Atlantean sword, which I find very interesting because he hadn't found the sword yet at this point. So it's interesting to me that they gave him the Atlantean sword and a bloody version, especially because I think in the Ultimates line we've already received a bloody version of the Atlantean sword. It was either that we had received one or the bloody variant was in a bonus pack if you ordered from Super 7 directly. I can't remember, but this isn't the first bloody Atlantean sword that we've had. So that is what came out. The Fresh Monkey Fiction Army Builder and the Super 7 Ultimates Pit Fighter Conan bloody variant. Now, next up is, I believe it is the 10th. Let me get over to that. Because even though they're saying daily, it's not daily. It is not daily. Yes, the next one is on the 10th, so that will be on Thursday, and it is these two. Wonder what those are. Now that we've all put our guesses in for those, let's talk about something else that dropped on Big Bad Toy Store today. It's not part of the 25th anniversary celebration, but it is something that I find very interesting. It is, and I am going to mispronounce this, and I apologize in advance, the Legends of Ramayan line by the Hierophant Entertainment. Legends of Ramayan, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I don't know anything about this company or this line. This may be the beginning of both. These are the only 2 figures, and there's an accessory pack, but these are the only 2 figures out for the line so far. Now, when I was reading through them, there were some words, some things that stood out to me, that you can see these humanoid monkey figures right here. In the description, they are called the Vinara, and I know those come from like Hindu religion, Hindu folklore. I'm not sure what the story is. I believe it's the Hindu religion that it comes from. I'm not sure what the story is. I believe they're related to the gods somehow. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't know a lot about it and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I find it very interesting that that's what these are pulled from. This figure right here is named Hanuman, Hanumana, and he is... You get the figure, you get the crown, you get extra faceplate, you get extra set of flowing hair, a pair of shoulder pauldrons, 5 pairs of hands, and a mace. Now, he is one of 2, and the other one you get is this guy right here, and this is Vali, V-A-A-L-I. And with Vali, you get the figure, extra head, Indra's pendant, don't know what that is, and 5 pairs of hands, and a mace. Now, both of these are scaled. They say they're scaled at 1/12 scale action figures. However, the description says that they are both approximately 8 inches tall. So they're scaled for 1/12, standing at 8 inches tall, which means they are going to tower over your standard 6-inch 1/12 scale figures, which if they are deities or related to deities, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's actually kind of cool because it also makes me wonder if these are 1/12 scale figures and they're 8 inches tall, if there are going to be other figures that will be released that are closer to the 6.5 inch sized figure that we're used to at the 1/12 scale. just so that the size difference actually means something in this line. I'm very curious to see what that is. I thought these were pretty cool. I really like the colors on Volley. I think they stand out. They're very vibrant. I love the different color head he has versus the fur of his body. Now, each of these figures are $59.99, $60 each, which is kind of steep, but when you figure that it is an indie company, as far as I can tell, and they're 8-inch tall figures, and you do seem to get a lot with them. So that's going to be up in the air. That's up for you to decide if that's something you would want to go in on or not. Along with the link to the Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary celebration landing page down below, I will also put a link to these down below as well, so you can check them out. There's a little bit of a write-up on each one of them on the item page on Big Bad Toy Store, so you can read that, get a little bit of backstory to it. Like I said, I didn't want to go into it too much because I don't really know the lore behind them, and I just want to be careful in what I say. So that is Big Bad Toy Store news. Also had a box come in today from Entertainment Earth that the first time I filmed this, because this is the second time, the first time I filmed this, I did an unboxing, but that video didn't take, so I'm shooting a second one. So the box is already opened. But what we got was this, a box of G.I. Joe goodness, that we got the 60th anniversary Halo jumper, which I'm really excited about this one. And the sniper hasn't shipped yet, but I have a feeling she's going to be coming very soon. But we got the Halo jumper here. He looks awesome. I'm looking forward to this. He's basically a repainted Airborne with a different head sculpt, but man, does he look cool. He has a parachute. He has a parachute. I can't wait to drop him off the top of the house to see if he'll float. So we're going to be taking a look at this one. We're definitely not going to be waiting until the end of BRICKTOBER. We'll be taking a look at this one, if not later this week, then the beginning of next week. The other box that we got inside it was a box within a box. And this is the new Cardback figures. And for the most part, I don't open the Cardback figures. I keep them boxed in there. I keep them in their Cardback. I just like the look of it. I like having them on display. We have the Cobra Trooper right here. Very different shade of blue from what some of the other ones. This is definitely a brighter blue. And he comes with the sniper rifle, the suppressed pistol, and the submachine gun, a knife, and his stand right there. So that's cool. I know a lot of people were looking forward to picking that up and army building them, because I think the last time they had these, it was basically like Wave 2, where you could get the Cobra Trooper, but then like the Cobra Infantry was a Target store exclusive with the Cobra Island exclusives. The other one we got was Stalker in his much brighter camo right here, which this is very much closer to the coloring of the vintage figure. He has his saw, he has his back holster for a submachine gun, suppressed pistol, and he has, is his dagger in there? Yeah, and he has his dagger and his figure stand. File cards on the back, love those. Very heavy card stock, love that. Like I said, for the most part, I keep these packaged up. That so far, the only one that I've opened was Zartan, because I wanted that version of Zartan, that paint scheme for my Zartan on the shelf, because the one that came as the classified was just brown and kind of boring. However, I am going to be opening up another one, and that is these guys right here. This guy, Cobra Commander, with the VAC metal helmet. And why will I be opening him up? Because I got two. So I can keep one packaged and I can open one up. And I'm excited to see this. Now, I'm probably an outlier in that I really like the classified Cobra Commander. As a matter of fact, I think I like the classified Cobra Commander better than this retro, this vintage looking Cobra Commander. But I really want to, I love that VAC metal on the faceplate. I do want to open him up, and we're going to take a look at him. He comes with a lot of accessories that the that the Hiss Cobra Commander came with, minus things like the globe and the coiled snake. And yeah, I'm interested to open this one up. I think this is going to be my 5th Cobra Commander, because I have the classified, I have the Snake Supreme, I have the Hiss tank, I have Once a Man. Yeah, now I have the retro card back. The only one I don't have is Regal, And I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm kind of upset that I missed out on that. I could have bought him when he was on the shelf, but for some reason I passed on him, and now I'm really regretting it. Just a few other things before we sign off for the day. Don't forget that the Hasbro Marvel Legends Dragon Man right here, the pre-orders will come to an end next week on the 17th. So if you still want this, if you're still on the fence about it, the clock is ticking down. Next Thursday will be the deadline to get your pre-orders in for this one. And next Thursday is also when New York Comic-Con begins. So we're going to be taking a look at a lot of stuff coming down the line for that. Just like with San Diego, I probably won't be talking about New York Comic-Con too much because there will be people, other channels actually there, other channels with like inside scoops that I'm not going to be able to tell you anything those other channels aren't going to be able to tell you. But I'll keep taking a look at the Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary, so I'll still be around for that. Don't touch that dial. Before you go, please remember to do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you already are a subscriber, what a legend you are. If you like what we do here and you want to help the channel grow, please consider becoming a member, whether through YouTube memberships or our Coffee monthly subscription. Links to that in the description below. Both of them for $1 a month, you can get access to exclusive content, such as our monthly member exclusive video. This month is the Hasbro G.I.Joe Classified Series Stinger. So until next time, my friends, play well, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.